What's up, everybody? It's CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio One Tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials, pick up your premium membership. It is 50 cents a day, and it is the only place that you can get the MIDI files for this tutorial. Now, today we're going to be looking at a Key Glock type instrumental. These are typically instrumentals that revolve around a simple piano melody, but they tend to do some octave changings and stuff like that. Now, we're going to be using Loop Pack Sunday loops. This one's coming from MG the Future. The drums are coming from These Drums Slap Volume 1, available at Studio1Tutorials.com. And this is going to be really interesting for you guys that go into using loops and kind of get stuck at how to effectively change them in a way that you're used to doing in your MIDI. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this tutorial today. All right, so Key Glock Type Beat. If you're listening, you could probably pick up. And if you've heard these type of beats before on YouTube and in his songs, you'll notice that um, uh, it's very piano based type of music, and it's the type of music where the changes are coming from switching octaves in the pianos. Now, some people, when they might not be inclined to use loops because they'll be like, yo, there's not really a lot that I could do with it if I want to change X, Y, and Z. But you have to realize that audio existed before MIDI, especially in computer-based programs. So there's always tools that you can use, and transposing is we overlook it, but it's the easiest tool and it's the most effective one. So I don't want to half time this melody. I don't want to change the timing of it. I just want to change the octave. And Studio One is really simple. All you got to do is right click on it, and you can select how many semitones up or down within 24 that you want to move it. So 12 semitones is an octave. I just went ahead and dropped it down. Now, when we listen to the actual beat, you'll notice that we have the Lotus flute playing in the background, the infamous Lotus flute from every Metro Boomin song and every Metro Boomin type beat. But it's the reason why people use it is because it's dope. It just works. So um when I'm doing this lower melody, I am just using the I'm sorry, I'm just using sustained notes, right? And this is adding complexity with musicality now, not just using energy. So when I go up an octave to this next part, right? So here you have this low octave, simple melody, right? So when we go up, you have this. And all I did was, it's the same notes, nothing crazy, right? I just went up an octave, and then for this last piece, all I did was I chopped this note to two quarter notes, and then I chopped this to two eighths, and then just moved them around with the scale lock on. That's another thing that's great about Studio One, is you can have that scale lock on, and you don't have to worry about hitting a sour note. You can just kind of mess around at will. And I did it. I have this one where it has this motif at the end, this turnaround. I'm sorry, and then this one has this turnaround. So just by adding some really simple chops to a very simple melody, raising it up an octave, we're adding a level of complexity to this melody that really, that really takes away from the fact that we're just using, a simple 4 bar loop. On top of that, by changing the octave of the loop from, from lower to high, you give yourself the opportunity to have all these different types of patterns. Now, Key Glock Type Beat, it's really big, and these type of rappers is really big on dropping that 808 out, right? So when there's so many opportunities to drop the 808 out, you want to just have the ability to have different types of changes, and that's what that's for. The Because the drums are really simple. And then here's the thing, you'll notice a theme with with, once you start really getting into arrangement and everything, you'll notice that when it comes to arranging, if you have complicated drums, you don't necessarily need complicated melodic pieces, because you can do a lot of arrangement with the drums. But if you have really simple drums, you want to make your melodic section a little bit more in depth, to give yourself some more options to be able to make those changes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put this MIDI into the Studio One tutorials Dropbox for premium members on the site, and this will allow you all to just be able to see what's going on with this arrangement. If you want to sign up to studio1tutorials.com, it is 50 cents a day, 15 bucks a month. You get every week I drop three of these arrangements where you have the drums to this, do a short explanation. I have in-depth user request tutorials on the site. And this is, again, all these tutorials, this is coming out of the These Drum Slap series, and the loops are coming from Loop Pack Sunday, which is a bonus from the Spicy Sunday podcast. All you got to do is go to studio1tutorials.com, go to the buy sounds tab, and then I've got, right now we've got 14 free loop packs that you guys can just go download for free, use them royalty free. If you make a placement, you can decide what kind of business you want to do. You can either, you can either be cool and throw your boy the credit, or you don't have to. It's up to you, man. So this is CMP with Craftmaster Productions, Studio1tutorials.com. Keep it simple, but do not be basic, and we will see you on the next one, fam.